Thank you. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you are so very welcome indeed. When I tell you this Regina, Daniels, and Ned Nwoko, it's an ongoing saga. Me, Seth, I suppose they inside this movie because it's turning into a movie. Minding my business, really truly minding my business and eating my salads, darling. Do we leave the cold shoulder? That's how one of Fumi Nation just sent me talking about that there's a medical report that has been released that in actual fact it is very true. Regina was taking drugs, from marijuana to this one to that one plus cocaine, this, that, and the third. I just took a breath. I said, you know what, the last time I checked, nobody is paying me to be reporting about Regina Daniels and Ned Nwoko like this. I do really have a life. I've got a brand, I've got other things to do. I'm not interested. And then before you could say Jack Robertson, it had now come out that what? That in actual fact that the documents had been falsified by Ned Nwoko Chinedu. Because he really wants to destroy this girl. You know what I keep on asking myself? Why don't you just let this girl go? Let this girl go. You had other wives. You can still have other wives. Apparently you've been doing this for years, Chinedu. Why are you so particular about this girl? And do you know what is happening? The more you try to destroy this girl, the more you begin to destroy yourself. And darling, I am going to have a front row seat to see it all. I see it in the comment section. For me, you are just really championing Ned Nwoko, also known as E.T. E.T. go home. E.T. does not want to go home without his Regina. Because why? He's obsessed. There has to be some kind of obsession. And you know what? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand this matter. I really am trying. You know why? It doesn't matter to me that she was very mature for her age. This child was 17. If we really want to rely on the documentation of the passports, she was only 17. Her mother sold her for nothing. That's another matter entirely, because I've gone over and over and over that. You know why I focus on Ned Nwoko? Because Ned Nwoko at 64, Regina is barely 25. She just turned 25 last month, October, which means that you got 40 years gap, which means that if she was 17, he was 57. You know better. You know better. You know that this girl has a whole other life that you could have protected, that you could have said, you know what, let me be your mentor, not for you to sleep with, not for you to get her pregnant. Well, in the light of all of this, I am so happy that I have my Fumi Nation brothers. I want to tell you, I live and love you. And we have Omoleye Soware. You have to listen to what he has to say. I just had to come back out here in these streets. And Omoleye, anytime when you are free, anytime when you got the time, come on to the show and we will talk about this matter. I am so proud of you. I had said it before that we have some really beautiful, wonderful Fumi Nation brothers out here in these streets that really stand on business, on integrity, on principle, on ethics.
Regina Daniels' issue came to my attention when her husband arrested a TikToker named Timothy Gabriel. His TikTok name is Tuma, because they claim that Tuma accused Regina Daniels of having kids that do not belong to this particular senator. The senator procured the Nigerian police, particularly the FCT command, got Tuma arrested and sent him to prison. They eventually brought Tuma to court after we protested, and Tuma was granted bail but could not meet his bail condition for 4 months. When he came out, he had been battered so bad, he was forced to apologize to Regina Daniels' husband, Senator Ned Nwoko. His real name is Chinedu Nwoko, but he abbreviated it to Ned. So when again Senator Ned Nwoko got Regina Daniels' brother arrested, apparently for cybercrime and defamation of character as a claim, I was contacted, not by their family. And when I was contacted, most people said, well, you don't have to fight for this guy because they had been fighting against you. And I said, no, it doesn't matter. I know Ned Nwoko. Ned Nwoko was the person I fought some 5 years back when he was prosecuting falsely and oppressively a lady known as Jaruma who used to sell aphrodisiacs on Instagram. So I heard about Jaruma, never met Jaruma before, but I felt it strange that this so-called billionaire was just throwing people in prison. In 2021, I was also arrested. That time not by Ned Nwoko, but I was arrested by the Nigerian police, accused of doing a protest on New Year's Eve. And when we got to prison, we found 9 people that had been put in prison by the same Ned Nwoko from his village, because they said when young people were fighting against him for stealing their land to set up what is now known as his sports university. We fought and helped these guys to get out. Later on, if you guys paid attention to it, there was a time Ned Nwoko also went and hijacked one lady's father. The lady was crying all over social media that Ned has ruined it. Ned has ruined a lot of lives using the police force and using his power. And one thing people must know in Nigeria is that anybody who is a public figure, who is in political office, our duty first and foremost is to hold them to account, no matter how powerful they are. And when I heard that Ned had pounced on his in-laws, I immediately got involved in it. In fact, as at the time he arrested Regina's brother, I was declared wanted in Lagos for participating in the protest. So I had to run from Lagos to come to Abuja, and by the time I got to Abuja, we had already arranged a lawyer to fight for him. That is Samuel Ojogo, that's Regina's brother. And we were able to get him freed on Monday after spending about 3 nights in detention in an unjust and unlawful and illegal manner. So after freeing him, I discovered that Ned had other plans in place to arrest Regina's mom. He had intercepted Regina's phone calls and was going to use it against her. He was planning to reveal and release her private chats and private parts in the open. And as someone who is an advocate for respect for human rights and dignity, there's no way I can sit back, even when so many people will say, well, why would you care about a girl who was part of the oppressive system that you've been fighting against? Well, I don't care about Jews or Gentiles. I fight for human rights regardless of whether you support me or not. So your support or your love for me is not a condition for me to create a society that is just and fair. And I hate it. Everybody understands this. I hate it when people use their power, when they use illegally acquired wealth to punish people because they feel they can get away with it. So that was how we got into another issue. Found out that Ned married Regina Daniel underage. Now you must understand that Nigeria is a signatory to a lot of international instruments that opposes sexual trafficking, all right, and messing with underage girls. You cannot marry an underage girl because there's a child rights protection act in this country that forbids, powerful people from using their position to marry. Whether you are powerful or not, you don't have a right to marry somebody who has not reached the age of consent, even when their parents say, come and take the person. You procure the passport, it's available, you can see it. Upon discovering that this might be a problem, because he's an international lawyer, he practices in the UK, where he's gotten involved in a lot of shady dealings, by the way, he went and helped her procure a voter's card. But her original international passport, with which Ned has traveled extensively with Regina Daniel, shows that at the time they married, she was 17 years old. He knew it, but he knew that an alibi would be needed in the future, so he went and collected from her a voter's card. But even Regina Daniel's parents and handlers have told me that she never knew about that voter's card. So there's something still shady about it. But when it comes to public identity cards that are acceptable. The international passport is probably number one, because that one goes through a lot of scrutiny before you can get it. So to go and bring an INEC voter's card or driver's license to say anybody can procure that. I've seen people who cannot see who have driver's license in Nigeria. So it's nothing new, but it is impunity that we are against. It is a fraud, and I know that whenever this kind of things happen, people will say, you don't need to get him, it's wife and husband matter. Yes, it is wife and husband matter, but where there is no wife and there's no husband, then it becomes society's problem. And why I say there's no wife and there's no husband is that Ned also managed not to have formally married Regina because he knew that she was underage. That's why there's no court document that shows that they are married. If anyone exists, he probably also went and forged it. But on a larger corruption problem that is facing Nigeria, Ned is one of the most corrupt persons in this country. And I'm also an anti-corruption fighter. He's the one who, in conjunction with Malami and the rest of them, claim that they are refunding local government money to Nigeria. And Ned gets millions and millions of dollars in what they claim is legal consultancy to the federal government to help retrieve money that already exists that belongs to local governments. And that's how he's able to get away with all these crimes. We have found out also that he has done cross-border prostitution by bringing in underage girls from places like Morocco to Nigeria. These are international sex trafficking crimes. And we are saying Ned, he should be suspended immediately from the Senate. He should be arrested by, I won't say Nigeria police, it should be a crack team because the police is in his pocket. And his trial should commence. And also, we are going to start processing in the UK for Ned to be arrested and also extradited to the UK for crimes that he committed, including someone who is in the UK, who is a practicing lawyer in the UK, engaging in unethical practices. You are not allowed to do that. So his license is also our target, that he's not allowed to practice law both in Nigeria and the UK. I know that when you guys hear this, you may not understand. It's a fight that we must take to sanitize our country so that criminals like Ned will not be a senator in this country. And until Nigeria gets to that point, Nigeria is not going to get better. It doesn't matter how much they give you or they convince you that this is husband and wife matter. It doesn't matter how much you pay bloggers. We are always going to stand for what is just and what is right. And that's why I'm opposed to Ned Nwoko. Some of you may not have heard, but I will disclose, he also got me arrested in 2021 because I was fighting for Jaruma. And he was involved in another fraud because he has an NGO that he claims is eradicating mosquitoes in Nigeria. And what I used in puncturing his lie was that I said to him, you want to eradicate mosquitoes in Nigeria, but there are mosquitoes in your compound in Abuja. And I found out while I was doing that case with him that he has the media in his pocket. There's a lot of these media guys who are working for him. And also, Ned has got huge amount of support from the Nigeria police. They go to his house to eat every day, policemen in Nigeria. Shame on our Nigeria police for having sold the police force for free.
For those of you that are saying, but Fumi, you're just focusing on Ned Nwoko because he's the older one, because he knew better, because I don't care how much money he had, he knew that he could use his money, and that's what he's done. Him alone is not enough. How about that? How about that? And I'm 56 years old. So that means that I would run after a 16-year-old boy. That's my son. That's somebody you went to sleep with because the mother served her on a platter. I don't take kindly to it. I take it really personally. That's why I'm out here in these streets. And I'm just not going to let it go. Because we have to protect our girls. Because we have to make sure that they're educated. We have to make sure that they are able to earn their own money. We have to treat them well. That they're not in abusive relationships. We have to teach them. And they're not taught. Look at Regina's mother. They're not taught. And so they come out into the world. And they want me to teach them about feminine hygiene. Because nobody taught them. Because their parents didn't teach them. Because a lot of them highly educated. And do you know what? It's not enough. It's not enough for this life, because the school of life is what's going to push you through. And if you have your education and you don't have the school of life, you will run into problem. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The school of life is imperative. And so a lot of my friends got married early, and all of them are divorced because nobody taught them the school of life, and so they subsequently failed and their marriages failed. And all of the education that they had, a lot of doctors, lawyers, engineers, accountants, you name it, they're depressed, they're not practicing, they can't hold a job on a regular basis, not to talk less of taking care of their children. So I want you to understand that this new world, this digital age that we're in, teach your children. Let them have relationships. When we were younger, you dare not have a boyfriend. Why? They don't want to hear boyfriend. But at the end of the day, guess what? It's practice. It's for you to learn for yourself what you want, what you don't. Because Regina didn't have a chance. She did not have a chance. And that's why I'm fighting for her. And I was just dumbfounded. I don't know why, but yes, I was. Now, real wah for these people. Wahala on top of wahala on top of wahala. Like I said before, Omoloye, please come. Come onto the show and let's expand this conversation further as to this is not what we want in our culture. Our culture is rich and we have so much promise and so much talent. Just look at Lagos Fashion Week. I was supposed to be there, but I was a Mykonos. I'll be there next year to be modeling. Don't worry, I'll be there. Invite me, I'll be coming. This is not what we want to practice, and it's not what we want our men to do. We don't want our men to do this. We want our brothers to protect our baby girls. That's what we want. And the likes of Ned Nwoko cannot have a place in our society. And even with that, we don't tolerate it. Because we are not a polygamous society, regardless of what he says. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I will see you what? I will see you sooner than later. All of my love. Oh my God, I am so excited. I am so excited, my darlings. We have officially launched the FDV website, and we have what? We've got products, we've got merch, we've got t-shirts, we've got tote bags. I am so excited. A lot of you said, Fumi, when are the t-shirts coming? And I want to tell you that I am terribly humbled. I had launched this exclusively at the meet and greet, and for the life of me, I did not know that we would sell out. I had no idea. So I had to put the money back into the business so that I could get some more t-shirts and tote bags for you. And I want to say what a journey this has been. The two t-shirts that I have, and I'm wearing one now with the v-neck, and I measured it so that it comes right down. Whether you're big busted, whether you're small busted, it will come right down to the center without opening with the bust. And darlings, I have what is delayed is not denied, because everything started much later in my life. I got married at 40. I had Adrian at 48. I started YouTube at 45. I started my business at 55. And so I want you guys to know that what is delayed is absolutely what is not denied. And so I made these for you in white as well as in black. It is tagless because I react to tags. We have t-shirts where you have no tags, and these go all the way from an extra large to an extra small. Some of you will be wondering, Fumi, what size are you wearing? I am wearing an extra small. We also have it in black for you, so let me show you. What is delayed is not denied. There you go. So whatever your preference, if you like white, if you like black, go right ahead. I love both. It is absolutely fabulous. Everybody, anybody can wear this, and just look at how it goes all the way down. I love it. So it covers your bottom for those of you that are conscious. You can also tuck it in halfway as well, make it loose, loungy with your jeans, and then you can roll it up. You can style it any which way that you like. I love it because you can also layer it underneath your suits because it's getting colder now, and the quality is absolutely what? Absolutely fabulous. And for my ladies that are double X, you can get the extra large because it is that big. You're going to love them. Super soft. Put them in the wash. They don't shrink. They don't shift. They don't shed. I put a lot of work into this because it was really personal. And I wanted again to send a message that what is delayed is never denied. And that means that you're only prepping yourself for greatness. It will come to you with such greatness. The next t-shirt that I made was eating my salads and minding my business. I loved it. And that's how I got here, in essence. I ate my salads. I began to really have a healthier lifestyle. A healthier lifestyle, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. Meaning that what no longer served me, I no longer wanted. I think that I just thought I can just bash myself around. I can abuse myself. I can ill-treat myself. You don't say beautiful things to yourself. But I would say it to everybody else. Oh girl, you're fabulous, gorgeous, this, that. I never said it to myself. And I began to realize that, Fumi, you know what? In the eating your salads is a representation of really taking a healthier stance to all of you, to everything of you. And salads are healthy, but you have the mental, you have the emotional. So I started speaking positively to myself. It was amazing. It really was amazing. I got more confident and I really began to love myself. And in part was when I started to say, Fumi, wear your natural hair. You are beautiful. You say it to others, you don't say it to yourself. And when I started to say it to myself, I began to have more confidence. I also realized that for me, you don't have to be in any negative spaces, negative anywhere, because what? I am healthier, hence the eating my salads. The minding my business was amazing because the more I minded my business, the more time I had to be productive with my life. Isn't that a trip? Oh my God. That is the real meaning of this. Mind my business. So I really wasn't into the gossip. I really wasn't into unproductive conversation. I sat at a table and every girl, lady, woman, female at that table was a CEO. When I tell you, we talked about production, we talked about fulfillment centers, we talked about where you can get better fabrics from Prague, from Portugal, from Bangladesh, from this, from that. I was rejuvenated. And I realized that for me, when you stay away from stuff that does not serve you and is not productive to you, you truly mind your business. And I became a better mom. I became a better wife. I spent more time with the family. I enjoyed Adrian right across the board. That is a representation because you are weeding out what no longer serves you mentally, emotionally, physically. Eating my salads and minding my business. They also come in an extra small and it goes all the way to an extra large, and it's a bigger, loungier size. That's another thing because I have been different sizes on this channel. Bigger busted, smaller busted. I've been curvy. I've been a limousine girl, and I loved every stage of me. I did. I really did. And that was why I said I'm going to make it a loose fit. Why? Because if you're a curvy girl, it will suit you. If you're a slimmer girl, it will suit you. If you're an athletic girl, it will suit you. It's no longer what you look like. Truly, it's how you feel. And my limousine girls and my curvy girls, do you know, at that stage was one of my happiest times of my life because it was when I gave birth to Adrian. This body created life when I was told so many times that he couldn't. And that was how I really realized, it became so clear to me that, woman, you're amazing. Men can wear it too, my darling boys. I will come out with a crew neck, but I thought let me come out with a V-neck so that you can put all of your jewelry. That's another thing. You can put all of your jewelry, you can put all of your necklaces. It's just enough for it to show. It is just enough. When I tell you this took so long, and it's plain in front, and you got the message in the back. You see, when you're walking away, clicking in your heels, that's the message. I lived for it. So those are the t-shirts, my darlings. If they sell out, don't panic. Don't panic. I will order some more, okay? And then we have what? We have our tote bag. We have our tote bag with the thicker straps that you can carry with you, and you can take this to the gym. It's a sports bag. You can take it to the gym. You can take it to the supermarket. You can take it to work. It's got the logos on both ends. And I'm going to show you something also. You have a magnetic clip, so you can clip it in. It will hold in together. Also, when you pull it apart, you will have the label also in the bag, and then you've got a big purse right here to put all of your keys. But guess what? Multi-purpose, my darling. You can also fold this bag. So I'm going to show you as is. You just turn it in like so on both sides. There you go. You fold it. Guess what? You fold it into the opening pochette. And there you go. There you go. So you can have this as an extra shopping bag. You can have this as an extra bag when you're going anywhere, even on the airport, when you're traveling. It's so handy. So handy. It's a canvas bag. It is absolutely washable. It does not change. And we have it in pink. We have it in orange. We have it in sky blue, of which I live and love. Yes, and then we also have it in ice cream because I love ice cream, and I also love yogurt. So baby girl, you are looking absolutely cute. I hope you enjoy these, my darlings. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for riding with me. This is just the beginning, because the bras are coming, the slips are coming, the panties are coming, the makeup, the skincare, the Afro hair care kit is coming. It's all coming, my darling. This is a black-owned brand, and I am self-funded. My financier is my wonderful husband. Thank you. Thank you, Ula. Thank you for the unconditional love and support. I could never do any of this without him. You're so generous. And God bless you. And God bless you too, my beautiful Fumi Nation. And I am so excited. The link is below, and I will be sharing how to wear the t-shirts, different styles, different suits for you. Thank you so very much. God bless. Bye-bye. Yay! We have launched. We have launched. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. I am so excited. I am what? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.